What's up, guys? My name is TechnoTuner, and today I'm bringing to you my Synchron deck profile. This deck has a lot of fun OTK potential, given the new Junk Warrior support. I made this deck specifically for Genesys. This is why you will not see Junk Speeder in the deck list. However, if you guys would like to see that list, please feel free to let me know. I can make that deck list pretty easily, given that you're going to be basically using the same kind of deck, just with a few more improvements. Now, this deck is still a lot of fun for Genesys format, has a lot of capability to set up that Junk Warrior Extreme for the Junk Warrior OTK capability, while also setting up a negate or two. But this deck is a lot of fun. It has been a passion sake of mine because my first actual deck into the competitive scene was Synchron. It was a lot of fun to play, it's been a lot of fun to utilize throughout the years, and it's just became one of my pet decks, where I can't believe how much fun I have with it, even after leaving it be for a few months at a time, or just picking it up at random and just playing with friends. This deck is great for beginner intro into a Synchron-based deck or synchro-based deck, being able to teach you a lot of the bare basics that you need, while also showing off some of the intricate plays that a synchro deck can do. Now, one thing I will state, we're going to go ahead and hop right into the actual main deck, and I'll go over some of the main cards there, but I'll also try to keep in note and let you know what other cards you can run with this deck to further help your plays and for further improvements. All right, so for the main deck, we're playing, of course, 3 Junk Synchron. Do note that I do play 3 because I always end up drawing 1 for one of the searcher cards. So I always run 3 just because of my luck. But if you feel like you could do better with that, because I know my luck doesn't carry over to everyone, but if you want to optimize the deck, I recommend just running 2 and running 1 Wheel Synchron. But Junk Synchron, of course, has, when this card is normal summon, you can target 1 level 2 or lower monster in your graveyard, special summon that target in defense position, but it has its effects negated. Next up, I do play 3 of the new main staple for the deck. 3 full speed warrior. Monsters you control that mention Junk Warrior or are a synchro monster with warrior in their original name gain 900 attack during your battle phase only. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Junk Synchron or 1 spell trap that mentions Junk Warrior from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of full speed warrior once per turn, which can really help you get into your main searchers and your main lines, which is very necessary for this deck. Next up, of course, we're playing the driver package, which is 3 righty driver, 1 lefty driver. For those that don't have the drivers, don't worry, you don't really need to really utilize this as much. You can do the same effectively with 3 Junk Converter and basically any other generic tuner to get your searches for it. The other thing that you could do is utilize an do 3 scrap tuner or an unknown tuner or unknown synchron, excuse me. So scrap synchron or unknown synchron plus a level 2 body such as Doppel Warrior and fill up those spots as well. But righty driver has the effect for a synchro summon. You can substitute this card for any 1 synchron tuner. If this card is normal summon, you can special summon 1 lefty driver from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use this effect of righty driver once per turn. Lefty driver, if this card is special summon, you can make this card become level 3 until the end of this turn. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 righty driver from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect, or this effect, of lefty driver once per turn. Sorry about that. Getting a little too far ahead of myself. Speaking of Junk Converters, I do run 3 Junk Converter. A lot of people don't really run this, as you can supply or swap it out for hand trap, but I use it in case I can't draw into any of the Synchrons, but I have some tuners that I don't want to utilize just yet, such as Ash Blossom, or Effect Veiler. You can discard this card and 1 tuner and add 1 Synchron monster from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can target 1 tuner in your graveyard. Special summon in defense position, but I cannot activate its effects this turn. You can only use each effect of Junk Converter once per turn. The one thing I will state, this is fun because if you use Junk Synchron plus Junk Converter, you can revive back the Junk Synchron to allow you to go into that level 8 play from using a level 5 synchro. But that is another capability that you can do. You can also target any other synchron that you have in the graveyard and revive it back, which can help you out a lot. Well, technically 1 tuner. So you can even revive back the righty driver if you would like as well. Next up, I do play 2 Stardust Synchron. This card is functionally needing to be played at 2 because you do not want to play it at 3, because if you played it at 3, it's more of a brick. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you contribute 1 monster, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except synchro monsters. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 spell or trap from your deck to your hand that specifically lists Stardust Dragon in its text. You can only use each effect of Stardust Synchron once per turn. Now, you can run the Stardust line, which is the Stardust Worm, along with 2 Stardust Synchron, the Stardust Trail, of course, which is what we're going to come into next, and then the new Majestic Dragon spin-off one. But basically, you can use those 5 cards and establish something instead of the Righty Driver package, which can help fill up those spots. Stardust Trail, excuse me. If a monster you control is tributed except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand or graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. If a warrior, synchron, or Stardust synchro monster is synchro summoned, using this card's material, you can special summon 1 Stardust token, Dragon, Light, level 1, attack 0, defense 0. You can only use each effect of Stardust Trail once per turn. So basically, you can utilize this, go into your Excel Stardust with the Stardust Synchron, revive back level 2 tuner, or lower, so you can use it plus a, say, Scrap Synchron and the token from Stardust Trail, and go into a level 10 synchro monster such as Bestial Baldrake, Bestial Dispater, which can further help you set up a negate if you need it. Next up, we're running the 2 Scrap Synchron. This is a new card from the Legendary 5Ds decks, along with the Full Speed Warrior, that can help you with your plays. For Synchro Summon, you can substitute this card for any 1 Synchron tuner. You can only use each effect of following effects of Scrap Synchron once per turn. If you Synchro Summon a monster that mentions a Synchron tuner as material, this card in your hand can also be used as material. If a monster you control that mentions Junk Warrior or is a Synchro monster with Warrior in its original name would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard instead. So it gives it some battle protection, but also gives you the capability of synchroing into Scrap Warrior from your hand by having just a level 2 monster on the field and Scrap Synchron on the board. But that is basically the smaller portion of it. I still have a couple more cards to go through for this deck because it does have a lot of combo pieces, a lot of different engines in which you can run. Next up, we're playing 2 Doppel Warrior because we do a lot of Graveyard Revival. As I did state before, you could cut 1 Junk Synchron and run 3 Doppel Warrior if you like, but Doppel Warrior has the effect of when a monster is special summoned from your graveyard, except during damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand if this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material. You can special summon 2 Doppel tokens, Warrior, Dark level 1, attack 400, defense 400 in attack position, so it can get you a little bit more bang for your buck, being able to get another token onto the board to synchro off for later plays. Next up, we have a lot of one-ofs. One of them being Revolution Synchron. Revolution Synchrons are a level 3 tuner. If you synchro summon a Power Tool monster or a level 7 or 8 Dragon monster, this card is in your hand, can also be used as material. You can only use this effect of Revolution Synchron once per turn. If you control a level 7 or higher Synchro monster, while this card is in your graveyard, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, and if you do special summon this card, also its level becomes 1. You can only use this effect of Revolution Synchron once per duel. So this basically can help you turn a level 7 into a Crystal Wing if you want to run that in your extra deck, or being able to get your Ancient Fairy Dragon or another level 7 Dragon monster into a Stardust Excel or anything else that you would like to run. Next up, we do play the 1 Jet Synchron because it is very beneficial for the deck. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can add 1 junk monster from your deck to your hand. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use 1 Jet Synchron effect per turn and only once that turn. So you can either get the search for the junk Synchron or you can get the special summon. You cannot get both during the turn. We're of course playing the 1 Assault Synchron. During your main phase, you special summon this card from your hand and take 700 damage. Also, while it's face up in the monster zone, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except synchro monsters. That is perfectly fine because that's all that we're doing with this deck. If a face-up dragon synchro monster you control is tributed or banished except during the damage step, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one of those monsters, special summon it. You can only use each effect of Assault Synchron once per turn, which can help out a lot because if you have this in the graveyard off an Excel Synchron play, and you go into Excel Stardust Dragon, basically you can tribute the Excel Stardust, summon the Stardust Dragon, synchro off, and then use Excel Synchron, a new chain since the Excel Stardust was tributed. Banish this, revive the Excel Stardust, which can help further your plays. Next up, we have the Satellite Synchron. If a monster is special summoned from your graveyard, except during damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. If a synchro monster with Warrior, Synchron, or Stardust is in its original name is on your field or in the graveyard, you can make this card's level become 4 until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect of Satellite Synchron once per turn. So some level modulation and a free special summon can help out greatly with this deck. Once again, you can supplement a Wheel Synchron instead of the Satellite Synchron. It's not necessary. I just like playing it over Wheel because it's a level 2 versus a level 5. Next up, we're playing one Synchron Carrier. This is an old monster from one of the old starter decks. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Synchron monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. If another Synchro monster is sent to the graveyard as Synchro material for the Synchro summon of a Warrior or Machine type Synchro monster, while you control this card, you can special summon one Synchro or Synchron token, Machine Earth level 2, attack 1000, defense 0. You can only use this effect as Synchron Carrier once per turn. So basically gives you another normal summon to normal summon the Junk Synchron, get a revive, and then take that and a Synchron Carrier, go into a 5 or another monster based on what you do revive. And if you use Synchron Carrier and a tuner, so such as Scrap Synchron, in this, you can basically summon a level 2 token to further your plays. Next up, we play one Anchorbolt Hedgehog. This is a new card from the 5Ds decks as well. If you control a Junk Warrior or a monster that mentions it, except Anchorbolt Hedgehog and its cards in your graveyard, quick effect, you can special summon this card in defense position. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except Synchro monsters. You can only use this effect of Anchorbolt Hedgehog once per turn. So you can actually use it as a chain block if you need to for other effects. Crossroad Sonic Chick. Oh, excuse me, not a... yeah, you can use it as a chain block or other if you need to respond to another card or effect. You can utilize it. Sorry. Crossroad Sonic Chick. If a tuner is sent to the graveyard, even during damage step, you can special summon this card from your graveyard if it was there when the monster was sent or hand, even if not, but banish it when it leaves the field. Then if Junk Warrior or a monster that mentions it, except this card, is on the field, you can change all monsters your opponent controls with 1900 or more attack to defense position. Also, for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except Synchro monsters. You can use this effect of Crossroad Sonic Chick once per turn. That's perfectly fine because this is the way in which I've seen other people talk about, in which you can chain block if you're using Junk Speeder in your deck. So you basically send this to the graveyard off a Scrap Synchron or Scrap Warrior effect or the Synchro Fellowship spell. And then when you send a tuner after you make Junk Synchron, so you make Junk Speeder, this will trigger Crossroad Sonic Chick. So you can do 2 for Crossroad Sonic Chick, 1 for Junk Speeder, so you get that special summon of 5 tuners. But it would allow you to chain block any kind of hand trap or anything going along with that as well. Unless they Effect Veiler you or Ash Blossom or something like that to really get around that. There are still plenty of ways. Speaking of Effect Veiler and Ash Blossom, I do play 3 Effect Veiler and 3 Ash Blossom. Given that this deck has a lot of room, you have the capabilities of playing a lot of hand traps. The only reason why I'm playing Ash is because it's a tuner, same way with Effect Veiler, so I can send them off for the Junk Converter because you can discard this and a tuner. So if you don't need either one of these or you draw into duplicates, you can utilize these cards to search for a Synchron. But that's all that I'm running for monsters in the main deck. Up next, I am playing 3 tuning for spells. It allows you to add 1 Synchron tuner from your deck to your hand, then send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This allows you to get your synchrons that you need, plus a potential body for junk synchron to revive back, or just additional monsters that you can summon from the graveyard to your field. Next up, playing 3 of the new spell, Synchro Fellowship. Add 2 monsters from your deck to your hand, 1 junk synchron, and 1 monster that mentions Junk Warrior or Stardust Dragon, then discard 1 card. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 synchro monster you control, reduce its level by 1. Then you can normal summon 1 synchron monster during your main phase this turn. In addition to your normal summoner set, you can only gain this effect once per turn. You can only activate 1 Synchro Fellowship per turn. So, outside of it being a generic searcher for a junk synchron and allowing you to get an additional body, whether it be a scrap synchron for further plays or something to allow you to discard it for revival for the junk synchron, such as the Anchor Bolt or the Crossroads Sonic Chick, it can allow you further plays and then give you an additional normal summon by targeting, say, the Scrap Warrior on your board, lower its level by 1, and then just get the additional normal summon for junk synchron. Basically setting up to extend your plays. Next up, I have 3 last spells that I run for this deck. One which is Synchro Rumble. Allows you to target 1 tuner or 1 level 7 or 8 Dragon Synchro monster in your graveyard. Special summon in defense position. Also for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except Synchro monsters. If a level 7 or 8 Dragon, Synchro monster, or Crimson Dragon you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Instead, you can only activate 1 Synchro Rumble per turn. Then, I play 1 Stardust Illumination. Send 1 Stardust monster from your deck to the graveyard, or if you control Stardust Dragon or a Synchro monster that lists Stardust Dragon in its text, you can special summon it instead. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Stardust monster you control, increase or decrease its level by 1 until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect of Stardust Illumination once per turn. And then the funny that I play, which not many people do play, is Scrap Fist. Target 1 Junk Warrior control. If it battles an opponent's monster this turn while you control it, apply these effects. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. If it attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Double any battle damage your opponent takes. It cannot be destroyed by battle. Destroy the opponent's monster that battled it at the end of the damage step. So this helps for the OTK capability if you need to, and is easily searchable through several different effects. Now, before I move into the extra deck, there's a few cards I want to go over in the main deck that you can supplement out. For example, 1 Junk Synchron, the Driver package, which is 1 lefty and 3 righty. The Junk Converters, they're completely optional. The Synchron Carrier and the Satellite Synchron, along with the Doppel Warriors. You can supplement these however you like, from whether you want to replace them with hand traps to really spells or other monsters that fit your needs. I will say the righty driver, lefty driver package does help out a lot with consistency and allowing you to get into Scrap Warrior. Now, I will state that Wheel Synchron does help if you're playing the Junk Speeder line because it gives you a level 5 to allow you to do other plays. But there are other things in which you can run, such as Synchron Explorer, Synchron Carrier, Junk Converter, especially when the new cards come out with Junk Mail and all those, that can help you further your plays as well. If you're an old school player like me, you can even run Junk Defender if you really want to. But I just wanted to bring this up and show you that there are several cards in this deck that you can cut to further experiment with and further fix the way you want it to play so you can fit it to more of your play style. Anyways, let's hop right in to the extra deck. For the extra deck, I'm playing 2 Scrap Warrior. In all honesty, if you want to be a little bit more efficient, make it 1 Scrap Warrior and 1 Martial Metal Marcher. But Scrap Synchron is needed for the summon of Scrap Warrior, which takes 1 Scrap Synchron plus 1 or more non-tuners. Monsters you control that mention Junk Warrior or are a Synchro monster with Warrior in its original name cannot have their effects negated, except Scrap Warrior. If this card is Synchro summoned, you can take 1 Junk Synchron or 1 card that mentions Junk Warrior from your deck and either add it to your hand or send to the graveyard. You can only use this effect as Scrap Warrior once per turn. This is how you can search up Scrap Fist if you need to. Next up, I play the 1XL Synchron. It's a level 5 synchro that is also a tuner. One tuner plus one or more non-tuner monsters. Once per turn, you can send one synchron monster from your deck to the graveyard, then activate one of these effects. Increase its level by the level of the sent monster. Reduce this card's level by the sent monster. During your opponent's main phase, you can immediately after this effect resolve, synchro summon one synchro monster using materials, including this card you control as using this card you control. This is a quick effect. You can only synchro summon Excel Synchron or Synchrons once per turn. So you can only make him once during the turn, which is perfectly fine because you're going to utilize them to make other things. Since I'm doing the Junk Warrior OTK version, I'm playing 2 Junk Warrior. If this card is synchro summoned, it gains attack equal to the total attack of all level 2 or lower monsters you currently control. Then, of course, I'm playing the 1 Jet Warrior. You can cut this for another level 6 if you would like, or another warrior such as Junk Speeder or TG Hyper Librarian, whatever you really feel like that fits best for you. Jet Warrior requires 1 Jet Synchron plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. If this card is synchro summoned, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. If this card is in your graveyard, you contribute 1 level 2 or lower monster, special summon this card in defense position, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use this effect, each effect of Jet Warrior once per turn. Next up, I'm playing the 1 Stardust Charge Warrior. When this card is synchro summoned, you can draw 1 card. You can only use this effect of Stardust Charge Warrior once per turn. This card can attack all special summon monsters your opponent controls once each. Next up, I play 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon. Once per turn, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower monster from your hand. You cannot conduct your battle phase this turn. You activate this effect. Once per turn, you can destroy as many field spells on the field as possible, and if you do, gain 1,000 life points. Then you can add 1 field spell from your deck to your hand. Basically, you don't have to do that, as I'm just basically using it as a way to get further bodies on the board, or to basically pop a field spell that is very dependent for my opponent and gain some life points back. Then, of course, the one card that everybody is contradictory of, which is Junk Warrior Extreme. If this card is synchro summon, using which requires you to use Junk Synchron plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters, you can special summon as many level 2 or lower monsters as possible from your graveyard, but neither player can activate those monster effects this turn. Also, you can special summon one more time this turn. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can banish this card, special summon 1 Junk Synchro monster from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. You can only use each effect of Junk Warrior Extreme once per turn. So basically, you activate this effect. When it's synchro summon, revive back a bunch of level 2s. Then you swing in, do damage, tribute and banish it. Summon Junk Warrior. Junk Warrior will gain all those attack points from the level 2s or lower monsters. And then you activate Scrap Fist so they can't respond. Also, it gives you the full capability of doing double battle damage and piercing. But do note that is more of an OTK plan than more of a stabilized play that you can get overall. Next up, I do play the 1 Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. If this card is synchro summoned, you can special summon 1 level 2 or lower tuner from your graveyard. During the main phase, quick effect, you contribute this card, special summon 1 Stardust Dragon from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon, and immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon using monsters you control as material. For the rest of this turn, the monsters synchro summoned by this effect are unaffected by your opponent's activate effects. You can use each effect of Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon once per turn. Of course, since we're playing that, we're playing the 1 Stardust Dragon. I love the chibi art for this. They did a great job with it. When a card or effect is activated that would destroy a card on the field, quick effect. You contribute this card, negate the activation. If you do destroy it during the end phase, if this card effect was activated this turn and was not negated, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. So it offers up a little bit of protection in case you need it. Then for the final 3 cards I'm running in the extra deck, I am running 1 Crystron Phoenix, which requires 1 tuner synchro monster and 1 or more non-tuner synchro monsters. If this card is synchro summoned, you can banish all spells and traps your opponent controls and in their graveyard. If this synchro summon card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target 1 other monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So this can help get Revival back out onto the board while also being a real pain for any spell or trap dependent deck that your opponent is playing. It is a level 9, which you can make pretty easily with Excel Synchron plus a level 5, 6, or 7, or heck, even 8, depending on what you send. Just note that this card will help out a lot if you're going against back row heavy decks, and is very helpful overall. Then for my final two, which are 2 level 10s, which is Satellite Warrior and Bestial Dissipator. We'll start with Bestial Dissipator. 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner dragon monsters. You can target 1 banished light or dark monster, special summon to your field. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you target 1 banished card, shuffle it into the deck. Then if you shuffled it into your deck, destroy that monster, or if you shuffled it into your opponent's deck, negate that activated effect. You can only use each effect of Bestial Dissipator once per turn. Just perfectly fine, but is an easier way to get Junk or your Extreme back out onto the board. Also makes it to where you can run 1 if you would like instead of the 2. Next up, we have Satellite Warrior. 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner synchro monsters. If this card is synchro summoned, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of synchro monsters in your graveyard, destroy them. And if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack for each card destroyed. If the synchro summon card is destroyed, you can special summon up to 3 level 8 or lower warriors, synchron, and or Stardust synchro monsters with different names from your graveyard. You can only use each effect of Satellite Warrior once per turn. So, basically think of it as the synchro version of Access Code Talker, where basically you get to pop cards up to the amount of synchro monsters in your graveyard, and whatever you pop, you basically gain attack for times 1,000. So it helps out a lot, while also enabling OTK potential if you need it. Now, further improvements that I would recommend for this deck is if you are not playing the Junk Warrior OTK version, or just Junk Warrior in general, cut the Extreme and cut the Junk Warrior. This will free up 4 slots in which you can put in Junk Speeder. You can put in other ranks, level 6s, level 7s, level 8s, to help further your plays. This is just a fun engine that I like to play for Genesys format, as it gives me more capability to swing in for further damage and more capability to OTK my opponent. The other thing that I will state is instead of running 2 Scrap Warrior, run 1 Scrap Warrior, 1 Martial Metal Marcher, as it can allow for further recovery in case you need it. Excel Synchron is great for the deck, but being able to run it only at 1 can really slow you down. I would recommend finding another tuner synchro that you can utilize to pair with another card that can help you get more bang for your buck while also allowing you to go into other plays. Because if you have this plus 2 level 5s, you can run one of the old Stardust synchros and basically synchro into your level 12 Quasar, Cosmic Blazar, whatever. And that can help establish some presence as well. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's deck profile, and if you did, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. Once again, I am sorry for any kind of mistaken words that I've said or anything like that, or if I've said something wrong. It happens from time to time, and I'm sorry about that. But I do hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Okay, if I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings. Am I astray? What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same?